What's going on, family? I am very stoked to get into another song from Nayri the Witch today. She has blessed us enough to be hanging out in our background today. Shout out to Grimfo as well for putting us on to Nayri the Witch and her music. So we decided to go ahead and jump into another song today. Let's go ahead and check out Skinwalker and see what she's got.
Don't see me, but I'm right there, wearing a face that you once knew. Soft words drip like honey venom. Every step I take is meant for you.
I'm not going there.
Your hands are shaking, but you don't know why. A whisper in your ear, carefully placed lie. You can't hide behind that door. You've let me in 100 times before. Skinwalker. A lover's voice, a friend's embrace. I carve new names into my face. A game of mercy, a war of need. I feed on fear, I watch you bleed. Walking under the skin, a changeling, shaping, facing, always changing from within.
The song itself, like if you take away just the music video's perspective and you just think about like the song itself, it's very entrancing and it really like lures you in, and that's what I think I've appreciated the most of like what I've heard from their music so far is the fact that it really like draws you in and kind of puts you in like a state of mind and like kind of a little bit almost like a tranced state where it's very calming. It's very calming at the same time, even though it's like very deep. And like I'm really liking the visual concepts in here with like how like everything is like rapidly changing so fast. And I've seen this concept used like a handful of times, and I think it's really sick when people do. But I feel like the way that this one is done is like just in its own unique way. And the fact that like they've added like the evilness, if you will, of like the toxicity or like whatever you really want to take like that evil like cloud spirit and kind of like had painted it over all these figures, specifically like, you know, the last three like US presidents, right? Where one can argue that everybody in that position essentially is evil, because of the things that that position requires and the decisions that are being made within those kinds of positions. I'm going to just kind of leave it there. I want to say that I think I saw like Harvey Weinstein in there too, and then P. Diddy. So there's a lot of like specifically kind of pointing like I think in directions of like the evils that are in the world that way. And how the evil looks and takes form in many different shapes and faces. And sometimes they look happy and familiar to you. But a lot of times, like, that is just kind of the mask that these people wear is that are really doing these horrific things behind the scenes or are responsible for these horrific things. So I feel like the imagery in the song itself together are tying together really powerfully that way.
No footprints left, no trace remains, just echoes rattling inside your brain. Was I ever really here at all, or just the reason that you crawl? How many times must I be born? How many lives have I adorned?
I kind of feel like almost like all like the bodies and the images of all these people are almost kind of like to represent like all the lives that those people particularly affected, if that makes any sense. So I could be wrong there. I tend to be wrong about a lot of my projections of what I think is happening, but I also think that art is subjective, and I think you're supposed to just supposed to provoke thought, and I feel like that's what this art is doing. Is it's provoking a lot of thought, at least out of me. You know what I mean?
Face quite like one by one we all will die. Now you see me, now you don't. A ghost of breath, an inside joke. By the time you know what's true, I'm already inside of you. Walking under the skin, a changeling. Shaping, facing, always changing from within.
Yeah, if anything, it's just more or less pointing, I think, at all the rich and powerful people that are in charge of a lot of the decision making, especially in parts of North America, for sure. With the different billionaires that were kind of like portrayed in this video, and the different political figures that I noticed as well. Yeah, overall, I think the song is amazing, and again, I think that it just provokes a lot of a thought within the art of the music and the videos that she does. And I dig it. I dig it. Like I said, I like music that makes me think. I like music that just like speaks to me, and I feel like this is what this does. Like, even if it's a cover of The Cure, you know what I mean? So it's fire. I'm invested. I love it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. That's all I got for this one, guys. Be kind to a stranger today. Tell somebody that you love them, and if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there's always room.